This is a guide to get started with social procurement. This may be if you're a small business or an SME and you're interested in doing social procurement, you're an organisation just getting started, or you're a supplier who wants to actually do social procurement yourself. It applies to you as an organisation because every organisation buys products and services. So this is how to get started in social procurement. If you're a buyer, there are a few easy steps to get started in social procurement. Step one is confirming and understanding what is important to you as an organisation. This may be what your organisation values, what your staff or customers or stakeholders value, but it's really about getting some clarity around what you're trying to achieve in social procurement. And what we mean by that is what's the positive impact that would really resonate with you and what's the outcomes that you're trying to seek. The second step is to understand where you spend money as an organisation and how. This is about looking at your expenditure and thinking about things like category of spend and who you spend that money with. This is where you'll find opportunities to explore social procurement and different kinds of suppliers. A useful way to think about your spend is what's known as spend categories. These may be things such as training, operating your facilities, food, accommodation, or facilities management. These are big buckets where you spend money, and it's a good way to consider what your spend looks like as an organisation. The other thing to consider when you're looking at your spending is how you make spending decisions. How do things like price manifest in your decisions? Like, is price a big factor, or do you consider other things? This will vary across the different categories, but there'll be certain categories where social procurement may be more appropriate and good places to start exploring. The third step is to explore your existing suppliers and look for alternatives and other suppliers that may be able to fill what you need. This may involve starting to get to know your existing suppliers better and understanding what their motivations are and where they may align with what you're trying to achieve in things like social and environmental considerations, or looking at new types of suppliers like social enterprises or Māori Pacifica owned enterprises who can do the same thing for you but also deliver impact. When exploring new suppliers, you still need to understand that they can meet your requirements and do it at an affordable price. Social procurement isn't about compromising on those things. This is where you can explore ways of trialling new suppliers, maybe a pilot, maybe get them to do a small piece of work for you, just to see how they go, but this is where you can also uncover new suppliers that can provide great impacts through the work that they do. A key thing to think about when exploring either your existing suppliers or new suppliers is the idea of building relationships and understanding what they do and also being really clear about what you're looking for. You may uncover innovation and different ways of doing things through this process, which is also beneficial. Step 4 in the guide is about taking action. I can strongly encourage you to actually do something and try some different things here, because this is how you learn and this is how social procurement actually unfolds inside organisations. By doing things, you start to learn what you need to change and how you need to change the way you do things. Taking action isn't about drastic change. Think of social procurement as a journey and take some steps along that journey, but do it in a realistic way, because you want this thing to last and you want these changes to be embedded in the way you do things and also your behaviours. Step 5, social procurement is all about impact, so you need to capture and share the impact that you're generating. Remember to start simple here. You may look just at what spend you're directing in different ways to different kinds of suppliers, but over time you'll be able to start to build up stories of change and what's being achieved by the way that you're doing social procurement. Impact can be really complicated, and it's okay to use a mix of numbers and stories, but what we're trying to get to is the real impact that's being generated through your spend, and those stories will come from your suppliers. Our Forward program and the support services we provide are here to help you with this journey. We're here to help you get started and take the next step in social procurement. The key is implementation and putting this into your organisation and making it work. That's what we're here to help with.